the stuff you care about. I'm Kevin Pereira. It's good to see you.
And I'm Candace Bailey. We are coming to you live from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles. On the show today, adult film star Caden Cross will join us live to talk about all the kink Vegas has to offer and hosting this year's Adult Entertainment Expo.
Porn.
Then pucker your lips and blow your cartridges, because we're hurling you back in time to when the Atari 2600 ruled the Earth. The grim existence of your gaming ancestors will horrify you.
Plus, Allison Hayslip throws caution to the wind when she meets up with the cast of Just Go With It. Find out where Brooklyn Decker and Adam Sandler want to take her. Kinky. And you can't buy it yet, but Chris Hardwick has Google's new Chrome OS netbook. You're going to get a glimpse at cloud computing's future in a very special Gadget Prom preview. Are you all right over there? I mean...
Why? What are you talking about?
I don't know what was... I didn't know if you were having a seizure or if you were adjusting your peacock feathers. I really... But you were there...
adjusting my bra.
There was a whole lot going on over there. It was very hard to concentrate.
I have my mic pack and my IFG right in the back.
Show them the hump there. That's,
I got a hump back.
Yeah. Making scoliosis sexy. Candace Bailey.
And it keeps pulling down my bra.
Yeah. That was fun to read while that was going on.
Time to stick our hands into the web's grab bag.
No, the web likes it. Don't worry. We're going to... Is that how you... Never mind. We're going around the net. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. We're going to start things off. At number 5, we have some British boxing, or as they call it, some jolly good pugilism. What?
Over there, the boxer Usman Ahmed is known for his showy, ungentlemanly entrances and exits.
Yeah. Little spoiler, though, the most brutal part of the fight was actually Imran Khan's music.
Wanna see you wind down low, boogie down low, get down low, jump up high, original beat, original fly by. Yes, the road and yes, right. DJ here, DJ there. Booyah!
That's exactly how everybody wanted that clip to end. Yeah. I was saying, I think his belt was missing a P, though. That would have really completed the look for him. I was unfamiliar with this guy. I Googled him. I think he trains at the Jersey Shore. That's the only thing I can come up with.
Why?
Well, because the only person I've seen take a fist like that is Snooki.
No. In at number 4.
I'm just saying, she gets punched.
In at number 4.
She gets punched a lot. In her vagina.
In at number 4.
She's a whore. Allegedly. Sorry, and at number 4? What do we have?
An appropriately serious clip from Fort Wayne News Channel 15 that proves there's still magic in the world.
What was it? Okay, now that.
I just snorted.
Yeah, what was it?
And then I tripped.
Oh my God, the snort was bad enough, and now you're leaking all over. You are the definition of sexy, my lady.
Oh.
So back to that clip at number 4, right? We're only 1 into it. Oh, it's gonna be a long show. It seems Fort Wayne locals were allowed to vote on the new name of a county building, and these are my kind of people.
The people voted, and the top pick so far with more than 10,000 votes is the Harry Balls Government Center, named after one of the city's longest-serving mayors. Harry Balls was the mayor of Fort Wayne back in the 1930s and 40s. He even served a term in the 1950s. We have a street named after Harry Balls. So is this all about the name? Some people think the Harry Balls Government Center would make Fort Wayne the butt of jokes.
No, it wouldn't. The butt of jokes.
Okay, everybody grow up. There's nothing wrong with celebrating Harry Balls.
Yeah, seriously. And if you think getting behind Harry Balls is tough, try stumping. Just realized how that sounded. Try stumping for Dick Sweat. And you're not familiar with America's Dick Sweat. Guess what? Dude's real. Yeah, get your ass to Google. That is amazing. All right, listen, if you're on the internet long enough, you're going to run across someone's epic StarCraft gameplay videos, and the dirty little secret is they're all really, really lame. There's no way around it.
But today's number 3 item is that rare watchable StarCraft run made enjoyable by both the orthodox tactics at play and the very colorful commentary by one of the players.
All right, Debo.
You're back, Yahtzee, mother.
Let's see the. Why would you cloak before there are any units there? Why would you waste your cloak like that, bro?
Because I can, mother.
You don't need to. You gotta save your cloak.
I don't need to save my cloak, mother. I had 7 kills, 8 kills. Oh my God, it's a massacre.
You don't have any cloak left because you waste it all the time, man.
I don't care. Debo plays for the crowd, not for actual win. I say jokes and scream out stuff. Now I'm going to take all these SUVs and I'm going to go ahead and do a really late expo because I'm bad and I don't care because it works for me. Don't give what you have to say. Got enough for one PDD. Now I'm about to hit him with these Marines because he does not have Storm because there's no way he can afford it because he's been building observers.
Yeah, it does look fun. You know what else is fun? Sunlight and mobility. I'm saying I'm a friend. I can't let you play StarCraft, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Number 2, yesterday you told me we weren't friends, though.
Oh, yeah, I was telling the truth then. This was just for TV.
You're so mean to me. See what I have to put up
Look,
with?
why be friends when you already get the benefits? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
What benefits are those?
I have none. I'm sorry.
That's right. 2. Number 2 is a Super Bowl teaser for this summer's Captain America movie that was greeted with a resounding meh.
Yeah. But today, the trailer got its own dose of super serum from the foul-mouthed, jingoistic, if I may, Team America anthem. I like to believe that Captain America fought the Nazis so that the country he loved could one day eat pancakes on sticks and keep up with the Kardashians.
Yeah! We salute you, hero.
Yeah! Still ahead, we're heading south of the border, everybody. It's gonna be big.
We're going to Mexico!
And south of the border, you'll see it.
And Mexico!
Right, no, they're related. Let's do this. We have a spectacular number 1 today, if I may. Mexican wrestling. Mexican wrestling. I'd say it's just like our wrestling, except they wear masks, and it's not fake. So, who's that?
And one other thing. They like watching little people wrestle.
Yeah, here's the best part. Progressive Mexico, it exists, does not discriminate based on size. That means dwarves take on giants.
Ya, chole. Que le busque otra variante. Ya que tanto que sea una de los infumables. ¡Ah! ¡Qué bueno que le fue así! ¡Ah, qué bonito!
More!
Do it again!
Yeah, do it again!
Ahí va, mira nada más.
¿Cómo
Cayó como pasajero de...
So good.
I gotta tell you, finally, some Mexican violence I can get behind. You know what I mean? That's it right there.
We really have destroyed that country with our insatiable appetite for drugs.
Yeah. Sorry for doing my part. But on the plus side...
De los infumables.
I wish we could have that every day.
We can, Candace.
Can we?
Dare to dream. We can have
Can
that
we?
all the
Can
time.
we,
Yeah.
please?
We want to do one more? Just for
Let's
kicks?
do one more. One more.
Yeah,
Come
we'll
on.
do the kick thing.
De los infumables.
It is much better in
The high speed is so much better. Hey, speaking of gifts, Valentine's Day is Monday. And if you don't have plans yet, then I guess it's bonjour, Kleenex.
You answered our call to let us know what the perfect date with a historical figure would be.
Yeah, your history professors will be very, very proud.
Hey, back to the show. I don't know much about the president, but if I can get free tea with someone from history, I'd go down with Amelia Earhart, baby.
If I had my day with a historical figure, I'd probably go pick up Ben Franklin in my DeLorean, get really, really, really baked with him, and then I'd end up in Method Man's bong at the end of that movie. I can't remember the name of that movie right now. Okay.
I would spend the rest of my day on a date with Cleopatra at Red Lobster. That woman is such a babe. Great eyes, great lips, and a hair that makes me want to go, oh, oh, oh!
He was not specific with Cleopatra, so we had to pull.
Oh!
Yeah, exactly. Get ready for these sordid, true stories behind some of the greatest video games in history, everybody.
Welcome our new chiller series, Tales from the Console Graveyard.
The year was 1977. Star Wars was killing the box office, Elvis had died, and Atari had just released their first home gaming system, the 2600. Originally called the Video Computer System, or Atari VCS, this early 8-bit console ran on a 1.19 MHz processor and had only 128 bytes of RAM.
The 2600 really is my earliest memories of gaming. You know, staying up late, drinking root beer with friends, hating that Pac-Man game, but at the same time playing it obsessively.
When it hit the shelves, the Atari came boxed with a pair of paddles, a copy of Combat, and 2 of the classic orange button joysticks. Along with buttons for power, reset, and select, the Atari could toggle between color and black and white. And if the games were too challenging, you could switch the difficulty between A for advanced or B for beginner.
What's so interesting to look at is how you set up the Atari 2600. It looked like something out of a David Cronenberg movie, just these strange boxes you attached to the RV signal on the back of your television and these strange switches that you went back and forth.
It cost $200, which, adjusting for inflation, would now run you about $700. Despite the price tag, the console would become a household name. Popular titles included Pitfall, where you would swing on vines, jump on alligators, and avoid scorpions to snag treasure.
I remember Pitfall, and you know, by passing off that joystick, we were able to, you know, hit that magic number. I believe it was 10,000 to join the Pitfall Harry Club, which really brought no great glamour to one's life.
Missile Command, where you could protect 6 cities from an onslaught of ballistic missiles. And the 2D shooter Space Invaders that pitted you against a wave of aliens.
That's one when you look back, you can't figure out how it was entertaining, be it on the 2600 or in the arcade, but it was, because you hit a button, the alien disappeared, and that was innately satisfying.
The popularity of these titles helped set the standard for cartridges, since most systems, like the Magnavox Odyssey, came pre-programmed. In 1980, Atari would earn over $2 billion and would double its sales by '82. They would go on to develop several versions of the 2600, like the wood-grained model and the streamlined all-black Darth Vader system. However, it would turn out that the Force was not so strong with Atari. Highly anticipated titles like Pac-Man and E.T. only spent 6 weeks in development and were critically panned. Pac-Man was a flickering mess, and E.T. was so bad, Atari buried millions of unsold copies in a New Mexico landfill.
The most frustrating game, I think it was Pac-Man, because I would be playing Pac-Man in the arcade, and that is not how it played or how it looked.
On top of these high-profile disasters, pornographic titles began to crop up, like Custer's Revenge, in which your objective was to molest a Native American woman. All of this culminated in the video game crash of 1983, resulting in Atari losing over $500 million and retailers pulling systems from their shelves. In 1984, Atari would try to release a more cost-effective console for $50, commonly known as the 2600 Junior, but by then, the damage was done. Although games would continue to be produced for the 2600, it would never fully recover from the crash.
Despite the quality, the actual impact at the time of the 2600, it is so important what that system did because it suddenly made people realize that you could be playing games on your television.
Officially, the Atari 2600 was retired in 1992, making it the longest-running home gaming system, lasting 17 years.
Even though it collapsed and almost destroyed the entire industry, it also made that industry in the first place, and for that, it will always have a special place in the annals of video games.
Adult film star Caden Cross will be here to talk about Las Vegas and this weekend's AEE special. I'll say it again. Yay, porn.
Today's ATN featured a mini Mexican monkey getting the boot. But we have to know. What was that little luchador telling the other wrestler? Tweet us your responses to @AOTS, #OMGROFLOL. If your response is numero uno, we'll feature it on tomorrow's show.
And now, a hot chick just stands there.
Welcome back, everybody. What do you say we throw some letters at the Twitter wall and see what sticks?
I say let's do it.
Hooray! Razor expert. Okay. I'll just imagine like somebody being really aggressive on a tiny scooter. I still don't get that. How about people think they're cool? Just because you can do tricks on it doesn't make it awesome. But all right.
I can't do tricks on that.
No, not you. I'm talking about people in general.
No, but I'm saying it's awesome to me.
Ooh, okay. That's a low barrier to entry. Razor expert says, just opted out with going with my girlfriend to see her mother to stay home and watch AOTS. Can you put this on the Twitter wall so I can brag? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Way to keep them in line, son. Well done.
We want to look at another one?
You know what? If you'd like to, Candace, why don't you go right ahead?
All right.
It's ladies' choice.
Ninja Maze. What would happen if Harry Balls and Dick Sweat got together? Captain Awesome Sauce.
Oh, yeah. I turned into Captain Awesome Sauce after the Cholula challenge that we had on the show. Yeah. I had flying abilities with the projectile force of Cholula exiting my system. Just lifted me right off the old bull.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a good thing you don't. Google it. It was...
That's okay.
There was a lot of sweat and pain.
If you want to be a part of our show and end up on our Twitter wall, tweet us at AOTS or use the hashtag AOTS.
I'm starving for information.
Good thing Sarah Underwood's here.
Hey!
Thanks, guys. Right now, it's time to start the feed. It's Thursday, February 10th, and here are your top stories. Just a few hours ago, the first trailer for X-Men First Class hit the web! Woo! Yeah! Needless to say, after X-Men's The Last Stand and Origins stunk up the franchise, we are psyched about director Matthew Vaughn's grittier take on the classic Marvel series. But without further ado, here's a look at X-Men First Class.
It shall be the policy of this nation to regard any nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States. The cost of freedom is always high. No one can foresee precisely what course it will take. One path we shall never choose, and that is the path of surrender.
You ready for this? Let's find out.
Listen to me very carefully, my friend.
Killing will not bring you peace. Peace was never an option.
Looking to use the $99 Apple TV to break into console gaming? Yeah. According to Engadget, a trusted tipster sifted through the code for the iOS 4.3 beta and found multiple indications of a gaming system in the works. An iTunes-like storefront, leaderboards, multiplayer scheduling, and even a controller of some sort. Their source also suggests that it could end up being a cloud gaming service like Online Live. While it's all just speculation, there's a good chance you might be able to play Angry Birds on your Apple TV in the near future, so yes! And oh my gosh, I am so rude. I'm so sorry, I forgot. Happy Verizon iPhone Day to you all! Yes! Yes, AT&T's 3-year stranglehold on the Jesus phone ends today. But you wouldn't have guessed it from looking at the lines. Uh-oh. Apple and Verizon stores from New York to San Francisco have been reporting underwhelming crowds for Verizon's big day. The slim turnout is a stark contrast to previous launches of the 3G and 4th gen iPhone, which brought overnight campers and lines that wrapped around city blocks. So we'll see whether or not Verizon meets their expectation of selling 1 million units in the first week. Yeah, not looking good. And Marvel's next Iron Man movie might have found a director to replace Jon Favreau. The Hollywood Reporter is saying that writer-director Shane Black, who wrote Lethal Weapon and wrote and directed 2005's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, is the likely candidate to take over for Favreau and cap off the Iron Man trilogy. And if he ends up getting the gig, he will most likely write the film as well. Iron Man 3 hits theaters in May 2013. And finally, it is time for today's Zoo News. Get Go over stage. It's derailing today. Okay, Valentine's Day is Monday, and if you haven't quite figured out the perfect gift for your special someone, the Brooklyn Zoo has a suggestion. A cockroach. Yeah, after filling out an online form and coughing up $10, your loved one will get an e-certificate to let them know that a Madagascar hissing cockroach was named after them thanks to you. Because, I mean, come on, there's no better way to say I love you than gifting a resilient little bastard like a cockroach. As they say, flowers wilt, chocolates melt, but a cockroach, it's forever. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. Now back to Kevin and Candace.
Thank you, Sarah Underwood.
Allison Hayslip has gone swimming with the sharks and shooting with Oklahomans.
Are you still a Lucky Pierre if the animal's stuffed? Is that... I guess not. But could she survive the cast of Just Go With It?
Yes.
Way to kill the tension. Appreciate it.
Oh.
Sandler's the man. He always finds a way to score with the hottest girls in his movies.
Maybe we could have a little me and you time?
Good God, yes.
In Just Go With It, he fakes a failed marriage to Jennifer Aniston to win over smoking hot Brooklyn Decker. Tough life.
Someone put his baby on my face! He put his face on my pee-pee!
Danny! So the whole concept of this movie is that married men seem to get hit on more or seem to get laid more. Do you guys actually believe that?
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, no.
Well, I think, no. I think it's the more you feel safe, like, oh, there's a wedding band, they're not gonna hit on me.
The guy said he was in a bad marriage. Nice girls trying to cheer this guy up.
Yeah.
And does so with a kiss, or say a unsnapping of Dabrowski. I'll see you in a minute, okay? I love you.
What was the biggest difference going from just doing like bikini shoots to this film?
Talking. There is a bikini scene. There was a lot of body oil, tan, glitter, makeup on everything to make it look decent. I am not going to be the other woman.
Adulterer, fornicator.
All right, take it easy, Damien, all right?
Who looks better in a bikini, Brooklyn Decker or you?
It's kind of a toss-up. I'll give her the boobs. I'm gonna take ass, obviously. Tie on hair. She's got teeth. She wins. She loves the schnitzel, you know what I mean?
For the boys at home, can you give us a slow-mo hair flick?
A slow-mo hair flick? Oh, let's see. I mean, it hasn't been washed in like 4 days, so it might stick.
Yeah, I created fake family for that.
Are women really that into married men that Sandler could actually pull something like this off? When the girls in the movie are this hot, who cares? Just go with it.
Sage advice, Miss Hazlett. Now, Google is jumping into the netbook arms race, and we've got a hands-on preview. It's Chris Hardwick! Greetings! How are you, good sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I cannot wait to get into this preview because I think we can sum it all up with, hey, load a Chrome browser, and there's your experience. The end. But no, let's get into it. The Google Chrome CR48 Chrome OS netbook. We do have the disclaimer. This is a prototype at best, so we're not actually reviewing it. We're just previewing it. 1 inch thick. Feels a little heavy at 3.5 pounds, but when you consider all the technology that's totally not packed into this thing, that justifies the weight.
Yeah, it is a little bizarre. There's no optical drive. There's really only one USB. There's an SD slot. There's no spinning hard drive inside. There is, I believe it's 16 gigs of SD memory, and I think the only reason that we even know that is because someone did a teardown of it. Google wasn't really saying.
Now, some people say that the design of the prototype, which will likely change drastically before it comes out, but that this design reminds them of like the unibody, the MacBooks.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that there's no little screws in it. You can tell that it's one piece. So let's just run through a few of the features. The chiclet keyboard is easy to type on, though it is not backlit. Again, a prototype. I mean, maybe that would change. You also get new shortcut keys on the top, like back, forward, reload, and full screen.
That's convenient.
But the caps lock is replaced by a search key.
Are you supposed to search for capital letters, or do you know they don't want you using?
Google wants you to forget that capital letters exist. Honestly, I think they're
just whisper
encouraging
on the
people,
internet. Don't use capital letters.
Don't use because listen, when people are a little bit slow, I refer to them as all caps. Because only people who type in all caps, they're special. You just push down on the touchpad to click it. It does support some multi-touch gestures like 2-finger scrolling, 2-finger right-clicking. No pinch and zoom, though. But again, it is a prototype.
Right. Now, as you mentioned before, it's all flash-based, memory-wise.
Correct.
So take me through a boot sequence, if you can.
It only takes about 15 seconds, and in case you can't conceptualize that with your brain, here's 15 seconds.
Oh, wow. I get it.
That's what that looks like.
It's like we're all booting together.
Wow, he really knows what 15 seconds is like. What a walkthrough.
All right, so there's the login, and here's what's interesting. I can watch the login.
That's Evil Bruce Green.
Yep.
There he is.
There he is. And I didn't notice him load Chrome. That's quick to have a web browser pop up like that.
Well, that's pretty much all you get. There's no OS.
There's no desktop. There's no folders.
Desktop.
There's no icons.
It's a very interesting concept. I mean, they're really banking on the fact that we will all be cloud computing. First, you connect to the internet with the built-in Wi-Fi or 3G. You will, of course, need a Google login. And once you're in, that's the browser. That's it. That is it. That is it. You can't download anything. There's none of that.
I know there was talk of like, well, you can plug in cameras and plug in additional mice and plug in keyboards and all this stuff, but
we
it's
tried
not
a bunch
really
of that
there, right?
stuff. None of it worked. We plugged in some thumb drives. We put an SD card in. Nothing happens.
Well, okay. What about the actual web browsing experience? Because I saw some video playing there. Some of it was high def.
Yeah, it's very, very choppy. I mean, obviously, Chrome will support the latest version of Flash and anything else you can find on the web, but this particular netbook is a little underpowered. Again, prototype. Sites with streaming high-def video, they do run slow and choppy. We did a bunch of tests there.
But I did see the Chrome web store, which lets you sort of get different apps into Chrome OS, as well as if you're running Chrome on a regular netbook or a laptop at home.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, again, their web store is starting to fill out with a lot of different web apps. You shouldn't have much trouble finding an app for pretty much anything you want.
Are any of them good?
Yeah, some of them are good, I mean, it's an open source. What do you want? Like, some of it's great, some of it,
I want a reason to have this laptop. That's what I'm searching for.
Well, these apps aren't really apps, Kev. They're just bookmarks of web pages specifically designed for Chrome. Like, they reached out to the New York Times. The New York Times has a Chrome streamlined version of their page. Okay. Now, even though we know cloud computing is on the way, it's a little disconcerting not being able to run any application off your hard drive. Personally, I think this is just a test. This is just a dip in the water to see if cloud computing, if we're ready for it yet, or at least to get us thinking in that direction.
Well, what if you want to do normal computer stuff again, like download photos?
No!
Okay. What if I want to edit some video?
Nine!
What if I want to just open some folders on a desktop?
Enough! There's no file structure.
Damn it.
Most documents can be opened easily by Google Docs. So again, it's in the cloud. You won't really need a file system to get them. Uploading pictures is a little more difficult since some USB drives are not supported by Chrome OS yet. There's really no way to troubleshoot these kinds of problems either. I mean, if you're on a plane, if you want to work on your computer on a train and you go in a tunnel, you can't do anything. Then it just becomes a paperweight. But you know.
So no red tube in the basement unless I have Wi-Fi or 3G access down
That's
there.
right. That's exactly
Bummer.
right. But you know, they're really counting on the fact that and personally, I think within 3 to 5 years we might be ready for this. But there's no media player on it, so there's no. You know, I keep thinking that maybe Google is working on a G-Tunes, like a Cloud Tunes. If iTunes, takes the music into the cloud, then you would have a media player.
Right. Or they'll really solidify that partnership with Amazon and just deliver that as an experience.
Or that would be an experience as well.
Right.
But for now, I think you noted when we first looked at this, like maybe they're just testing to see what people will complain about the most, so they know what to put on.
Right. Oh, here's the minimum amount of memory and graphics power that we need to put in it.
Personally, I think your iPhone has more internal memory than this thing. Which why does it need to be 3.5 pounds? It's just a prototype.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously we're not going to rate it because it is a prototype, but what does Google need to work on before the actual release? What is it going to take to make this little dip in the water something you want to dive into?
Thinner, lighter design, of course, expanded driver support for mice, USB drives, SD cards, any other devices you're bound to use with a netbook. I think it's going to need a media player. It's going to need a way to pull media on. It's going to need a word processor.
Right.
And then you'll start having a system that looks like something that you'd want to cart around. I mean, you had said that I think the future is you walk into a place, there's a screen, and then it reads your biometrics, and then your familiar home screen comes up.
There's everything that you know. But obviously,
we're just not there yet.
That's the future of cloud computing. But you're saying as a next step, potentially in the near future, there has to be a local aspect to it. We're not all ready to be in the cloud.
And I want a hybrid. I don't want all my stuff in the cloud all the time. I like to feel like I have ownership of some of it, and I like to protect it like a baby cub. So I just want to make sure that we can do that. But I do want to say thank you to Google. I think it is very ballsy for them to say.
I completely agree.
Nerds love to complain about things, and for them to send out something that is not done yet and say, hey, we know it's not done yet. Take a look at it. Tell us how to make it better. I think that's a really cool thing that they did. So
I agree.
It points us in the right direction. And it's a good look at what we might be seeing in the next few years.
Thank you for that preview, Chris Hardwick. We appreciate it. That's it for today's Gadget Prom. But if you have a gadget you'd like to see us rate, email us gadgetprom@j4tv.com. But now let's see what's going on with Candace.
Hey guys.
Hey Candace.
Hey.
Hey Candace Bailey. Oh my God, it's Candace Bailey. Hey.
Stay tuned. Adult star Caden Cross will give Kevin some lip service about AEE 2011 when we come back.
The feed is brought to you by the General Automobile Insurance Services. For the best car insurance rates online, go to the General and save some time.
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. 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 You lose.
Folks, the Adult Entertainment Expo is an exposition dedicated to entertainments of the adult variety. In other words, pornography.
Here we have the world's best-selling oral sex simulator, the Squeal. Can I give you a demo?
Absolutely.
So give me a palm.
A palm. I was expecting more from you. Oh my god! That's amazing!
You can flip the lid off, pop the wheel out for cleaning.
Oh, and put it in the dishwasher! You're gonna put men out of business!
Oh, I'm even more emasculated than I was 5 minutes ago. Please welcome Caden Cross, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, Miss Cross?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. I want to go through your dishwasher. I can only imagine what is in there, like some tiny spoons, some glassware, and so that's it. Is it just all Hitachi magic wands in the top drawer?
It's not food items. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, fantastic.
All right. Fantastic.
I owe you a congratulations. Best Actress last night. You won the award, Best Actress for Body Heat at the XBiz.
That's right.
Awards. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Was it a wild time, these awards? Are they?
Wild enough. There was alcohol and like girls without pants on.
Okay.
So
sounds like a rock band party
yeah,
or a
it's not
Thursday.
like
yeah.
It's not like they had a dress to replace the pants. It was just like butt cheeks. It was really fantastic.
That must be the easiest like red carpet commentary for what people are wearing to awards show.
Yeah.
And
Well, Whitney Cummings was our comedian, and she really got a good run on that.
did she?
Mm-hmm. It was nice.
When it comes to an award like Best Actress, it seems like some girls really go out of their way to read lines and study with an acting coach, and others are clearly just throwing on pigtails and pretending they don't know that's not a real bus. In the industry, like, are girls frowned upon for not actually trying sometimes, or is it understood that clearly some aren't going to be actresses and aren't going to try?
Well, I think we take some level of pride in porn acting.
Right.
Like in the pigtail, oh my God, that kind of thing. It's kind of neat. But there are other there are other companies that care, like Digital Playground cares.
Right.
And I've been kept on set till 3 in the morning because someone was trying to pull the pigtail routine and they weren't having it.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things where when we shot Top Guns, our next big movie that's coming out, we were on that set, and you know, you leave a bunch of porn people around on set, and they're gonna go screw somewhere, right? We're porn people. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's like leaving a bunch of nerds at LAN parties. You know that no sex is going to happen.
Well, so we did all this stuff with, you know, green screen and CGI, and there's like scripts like that. Really.
This is for Top Guns? Is this a parody of Top Gun?
It's a lot like Top Gun. A lot like it.
I can't wait for China to use footage of Top Guns in their training drill exercises and try to pass it off as their actual military. So this is you're on set super late trying to nail lines and nail reads and then nail each other.
It's at the point where they catch us screwing and they make us stop because we have to go do dialogue. And we were told last time.
Take that out of her. You have lines to read.
Have sex on your own time. You're working right now. And they literally broke us up, like pulled us apart, and took us by the collar back to set, put us down, gave us our scripts, and said, "Okay, run your lines."
And were you actually wearing collars, by the way?
Yeah, because we had these flight suits.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
It was a thing.
This sounds a lot like Attack of the Show during commercial breaks. That's what I'm amazed by. Like, the parallels are there. You covered the best adult show out there, I would say.
I did.
For us last month, AEE. It's a lot of soggy hands clapping on that one. Is it fun and insanity for you? Because I go there and people give me strange looks when I walk around.
Really?
And yeah, they do.
Well, what are you wearing?
They do. Jeans and a T-shirt and a smirk, typically.
A smirk?
Yeah.
It's probably the smirk.
It must be.
Yeah, it must be. Smirk. It's crazy for us, but it's also one of those things where we're up at like 6 a.m. and we're hosting parties till like 2 or 3 in the morning. So part of the craziness is just that delirium.
Right.
And then there's also, you know, again, a bunch of porn people in one place. What are we all doing?
Right.
And they're pulling us out by the collar, and they're like, go work. So they're constantly just like breaking us apart and putting us out there to promote the sex that we're not allowed to have.
But is that what happens behind the booth? Like, there's like a little PR section, and there's somebody signing headshots, and then that's actually going down?
Anytime you see two porn people like disappear behind anything, just assume they're not talking business.
It sounds like Gremlins. Like, you can't trust them between 3 and 6. Like, that's just going to happen. Now, what about really quickly, we're running out of time, but I have to get to this amazing scientific discovery that you made.
Oh,
I love the blog post. It was the masturbation diet.
That's right. Yes.
Go on, please.
Well, I just, you know, I thought I'd try my hand at a scientific theory.
Pun intended, I hope.
Sure. And so I was, you know, kind of reading up on a drug that used to work in the 70s to, you know, curb appetite. And what it did was it, like, raised the dopamine and serotonin levels. They went through the roof, and then people weren't hungry anymore. I was like, that's really awesome, but I guess people died or something from that pill.
Okay.
So that didn't
Small
work.
side effect,
that didn't work for them, and they took it off the market. But then I was thinking, well, you know, orgasms do that, and no one that I know has died from an orgasm.
Oh, fantastic! Good to know. Good to know. No one I know's had one, but so you're.
It's the smirk, okay?
Yeah, exactly. So your notion was, okay, the next time I'm hungry for some snack cakes or some.
Masturbate the pain away. Mm-hmm.
The sad thing is, like, whenever I load up RedTube, there's normally like a hot pocket in my other hand because you really only need one for the internet, so it doesn't work for me. I've merged the diets incorrectly. But will you be doing an in-depth study on this? Is there going to be a white paper?
It's like a running thing. You know, I'm going to have to check back with participants and, you know,
please come back here with an update because we'd love to have you back.
Yeah.
You're 10 kinds of adorable. Thanks for sitting down. Caden Cross, everybody. AEE 2011 premieres this Sunday night at 10 right here on G4. I'm kind of hungry for a Snickers right now. Candace, you better take this away.
It's time to attack these questionable drinks. If you're like the majority of the Attack of the Show staff, you probably suffer from glaucoma. Lucky for you, the guys over at thanks for the laugh, delayed. Thanks, guys. At Drink Canna Cola have created marijuana-infused soda, featuring flavors such as Grape Ape, Sour Diesel, and Orange Kush. Each bottle packs 12 mind-blowing ounces and is expected to retail for about $10. Hey, this isn't a big stretch. How do you think the name Coke got its name? To pick up a pack of this pot-purified pop, you'll have to head over to, that's a tongue twister, to your local marijuana dispensary. But if you're looking to class up the joint, you'll want to grab a 6-pack of whiskey in a can. Yes, the distillers over at Scottish Spirits have combined the sophistication of whiskey with the container commonly used for light beer. Each can is a full 12 ounces of 86 proof whiskey. But if you're not into the single malts, don't worry. There are plans to can all your other favorite libations like rum, tequila, and brandy. There's no word yet on the price, but can you really put a price tag on this luxury? And finally, if you really want to impress the ladies, whip out a bottle of Ron Jeremy's rum. I said rum, not... Forget it. This adult star-endorsed alcohol has a quote. Balanced orchestra of oak, fruit, and spices with a hint of vanilla, and is topped off with a long and elegant finish, unquote. The first release of this handcrafted rum will be a limited edition and numbered, so head on over to oneeyedspirits.com to find out where you can snag a bottle of Ron de Jeremy. To get the lowdown on all of these drinks and more, head on over to g4tv.com/AOTS, and please remember to drink responsibly. We're not done until the fat lady gets hit with a tiny Mexican wrestler. Stick around.
Number 80. Become fluent in Japanese. This has been Things to Do While Waiting for Gran Turismo 5 to...
Coming up tomorrow on an all-new Attack of the Show. Allison Hayslip shares never-before-seen footage from her near-death swim with sharks. Not to mention, a lot more booty. Then, just in time for Valentine's Day, it's a brand new X-rated DV Tuesday with Chris Gore. He'll review the full-frontal comedy Viva and the dominatrix thriller Walk All Over Me. And Adam Sessler goes one-on-one with Jay Moore, the host of the 14th Annual Interactive Achievement Awards. See it tomorrow.